relatively easy to do. With Nikki, it's harder because you have to like break through doors, rip people apart, and there's a certain amount of technology that has to go into doing that. Claire is a very difficult power because she, gets ripped apart. And we have to figure out ways to do that either with prosthetics or with CGI. But you'd never think that Maya's power, that her eyes turn black and she cries black tears, would be so difficult. The biggest problem was just that we would put these black tears on her eyes and they would either drip too far or they would be smaller in one shot and bigger in another shot. It was better most of the time to do it as a CGI effect.
We wanted the transition to be fast, and they're into it, and so we ultimately ended up with just something simple, which is that their eyes fade to black, and it becomes very similar to Isaac's eyes in the first season when he was seeing the future, only black.
And we found that instead of dropping black tears on her face, which would then stain her face and not be consistent from take to take, the actress, she had to cry. That poor actress had to cry for the whole season.
No quise hacerlo.
No, I cry. I mean, I'm an actress. That's all we do. You have to cry, you cry.
Es mío que he hecho.
The CGI guys would capture her real tears and turn them black, and that looked very realistic. It ended up being the best and most consistent effect.
And he looks freaking cool.
The power may be cool, but the scenes needed to look muy caliente.
We wanted to make it look hot. And we took these two extremely beautiful actors and covered them in dirt and then covered them with sweat, and then we added some more dirt. So Danya, who's just ridiculously beautiful in real life, was just constantly covered with sweat and dirt and grime. But, we wanted it to be very textural.
Maya and Alejandro are running around like crazy people most of the time, so, we had to make sure that their wardrobe was appropriate with the temperature, which was really warm, and what they were going to have to go through.
I don't take a lot to get ready, because if you see Maya most of the time, she's just dirty.
We shot in the desert. It was really hot, really hot. There was a day that it was definitely like 105, 107 degrees, and we were all dragging.
The heat was on for the Heroes team to find Central American locations within 2 hours of downtown LA.
One of the most challenging locations for season 2 was the journey Maya and Alejandro make from the Dominican Republic up to the border and on into New York trying to find Dr. Suresh, because it covers so many different topographies, whether they're coming out of the jungle and then they're in these dusty kind of Central American towns. And we stumbled across a couple of areas over in East Los Angeles that were really quite astonishing. I'm a native of LA, and I was thrilled to find these places. I'd never seen them. They were quite convincing. The whole foot chase through with the police chasing them, it really came off well.
That was one of the things that was a disappointment to me, because I thought I was going to get to go to Mexico.
I drove my wife crazy because every time I watch a movie or TV show, as a location manager, you just automatically say, oh, that's so-and-so, or that's Hollywood Boulevard, or that's an alley in Santa Monica. You just automatically, you start to pick up the little subtleties of each one, and you can pretty much pick it out of a movie.
But you would never guess that the location for the tropical beach scenes was actually the trusty Heroes studio car park.
Where am I?
We're in Maui. Nice, huh? Feel those trade winds.
When we were on the beach, the first time you see my character this season was in the parking lot here at the studio with a big blue screen and some sand. I mean, it was really cool to see how they brought that to life.
So none of this is real? Show me what's really going on here.
Honey, you really don't want to know.
Show me.
So what we ended up doing for this particular sequence, which we really broke down into two pieces, the part on the beach and the part in the shack.
They had the shack built next door in a soundstage. I come stumbling out of the door. That door was so flimsy, it kept breaking. We had to keep like putting it back together after every take. I think the one that we used actually was the last take because the door completely obliterates. And there was a lot of foliage for the inside of soundstage around, definitely, but not a jungle's worth. And there was a camera that was on a techno crane. And then the crane pulled back, and then they CGI'd the rest of it.